Today we'll talk about one of the biggest box office flops in history, and that is Better Man. So if you have been with me on the walk or you do not know what this movie is, Better Man is about a pop star that isn't really too popular in America. He is very, very famous in the UK, Robbie Williams, but for some strange reason, he decided to portray himself as a chimpanzee, a monkey. Okay, like this is the actual movie. He portrays himself as a monkey in the movie. Like, why? Why couldn't you just portray yourself as yourself? Like, it makes no sense. But today we'll be going over all the biggest box office flops of 2024, and the first one is Better Man. Okay, this movie was an absolute failure. As of now, Better Man. Let's. I think we're gonna have to separate the 2024 releases from the 2025 releases. Guaranteed is a 2025 release. Okay, I like Robbie Williams, but it's just why? Why did he make himself a chimpanzee, a monkey? Okay, like it makes no sense. Yeah, and I think we should also separate the 2023 movies. Yeah, I know Boys in the Boat is a 2023 movie, but there you go, 2023 movies. We had 2024. Yeah, and it's just. And yeah, we don't have tracking for every single movie, obviously. There's probably some really low budget movies that cost a lot of money, that lost money. But Better Man. Next movie is Kraven the Hunter. So Kraven the Hunter is one of the biggest box office failures. It's gonna lose a similar amount of money to Better Man. Costs basically the same amount. No, actually it costs slightly more than Better Man, which is why it is gonna lose the same amount of money, but this movie is a huge failure. Okay. No one watched this movie. Okay? Like, this is a Spider-Man villain, and he made it without Spider-Man. It made no sense. Like, this is a huge misstep by Sony. And I think that he's not gonna make any of these more movies because Madame Web failed, Morbius failed, Craven failed. It's just what's down for Sony with these types of movies. Okay, they're gonna still keep making Spider-Man movies, obviously, but I think with the Spider-Man spin-offs, enough is enough. Okay, you can't just make a bunch of Spider-Man spin-offs, expect people to buy it and watch them in theaters. Next movie, Megalopolis, another Lionsgate failure, and we're gonna go over a few of these movies as well. So this is a sci-fi movie that no one has ever heard of before. So they basically released this movie basically in September, and it made almost no money. Okay, and it's funny. People are like, we want more original movies. We want more original movies, but guess what? No one went to go see Megalopolis. It was one of the biggest box office failures of all time. Next movie is a very obvious one: is Borderlands. It's just why did Lionsgate make the movie the way it was? I get it, they want to put all the most popular characters in the Borderlands, but where's Handsome Jack? Why is the movie live action? Those are the questions we need to ask. Like, I think if people wouldn't care about if it was all voice actors playing like CG, playing animated characters like in the actual games, okay, like it could have been a golden opportunity to make an R-rated animated movie. Also, for some reason, Borderlands the movie is PG-13. I don't know why the movie has to be PG-13. Like, who asked for Borderlands the movie to be PG-13 when the literal games are really violent and have tons of swears, and that's the whole point of Borderlands. It's supposed to be funny, okay? It's supposed to be a meme, but they treated Borderlands like it was garbage. So yeah, big L for Lionsgate. Next movie is The Crow. We're not talking about the old Crow movie. We're talking about this one. Yeah, I bet you forgot about this movie, but they remade The Crow for some strange reason. No one liked it. I actually thought this was the Joker where I first saw like this is the Joker, but it's not The Crow. Again, another huge failure for Lionsgate. I said I bumped these three movies together because they all tell the same story of Lionsgate just making three huge failures this year. Next movie, which I think we sort of not skipped over, is Joker 2. Yeah, we actually skipped over Joker 2. But yeah, this movie needs no explanation. This movie was one of the hugest biggest box office failures, not just of the past year, of all time, along with the Marvels. Okay, and it's gonna remain that way for a long time. Okay, this year might have no right might reach that margin, but this was supposed to be the big movie of October. Okay, this movie is probably one of the main reasons why the box office underperformed this year because of Joker 2. Because we knew Joker 1 made $1 billion. It was like Borderlands. Why did they screw up Joker so badly? Next movie. So another one of Apple's really expensive movies that no one went to go see because most people don't watch movies that are not a part of a franchise is Fly Me to the Moon. Not to be confused with the Frank Sinatra song, which before I saw what the movie was actually as, I thought it was like a Frank Sinatra movie about like Frank Sinatra because that's one of his most famous songs. But it's just this movie was another one of the Apple movies that they released this year. And we're gonna go over the other one very short. Argyle, or whatever it was called, this movie was a huge, huge failure as well at the box office, losing a lot of money for Apple as well. So yeah, Apple's not making these movies anymore to end feeders. Thank God we don't have to suffer for Apple's garbage movies they release into the feeders and no one watches them. I don't care how high the scores and Rotten Tomatoes out. If people don't watch their movies, then they fail. Simple as that. Next movie is Furiosa. Yeah, there was this movie. If you did not know, this movie released this year, and people really thought this was to be like one of the most successful movies of the year. Like this is gonna end up on list of most unexpected flops of the year, and I don't think anyone's expecting this movie to flop because Mad Max Fury Road is one of the most well-received movies of all time. It's often talked about by film critics as one of the greatest movies ever made. No joking about that one. But unlike Dune 2, Furiosa Mad Max Saga, which is a prequel of a character that people didn't really remember all too much, as Mad Max is Mad, as Mad Max was about Mad Max, it's like making a movie about the side character that nobody cares about and give them their own spin-off movie and give them a $200 million budget. This movie is easily one of the biggest failures of the year, and yeah, this movie flopped. Next movie. So this was supposed to be a franchise starter, Horizon in America Saga. This movie flopped so hard that yeah, they basically canceled the series as well. Maybe this is just put them on Amazon or Netflix. I think that this could have been like a nice Netflix show, a nice Netflix series, TV series, but they literally canceled part two. It was supposed to be a two-part movie, but this movie did so poorly and so awful that they just canceled part two, which is pretty funny. Next movie. Next is The Fall Guy. Not to be confused with These Little Pink Things. Fall Guy is a movie. Again, it is technically a part of a franchise. Technically not. Because it is a movie based off a very old TV show that mostly old people know. Not a very popular TV show either. But this was supposed to be like the movie that was supposed to kick off the summer. And even made about when the movie came out, I was like, this movie is supposed to be like opening like $50 to $60 million, but no one. But because sometimes you can take a series that isn't really too well known or too popular, like for example Dune, and make a household name. The Fall Guy, they didn't do it at all. This movie was a huge failure, and they were actually planning to make this into a franchise too. So, yeah, a big failure for who I don't even know who made this, but yeah, Fall Guy, big failure. Last but not least is Madame Web. Oh yes, Madame Web. Yeah. Do we even need to explain this one? This was one of the biggest failures. Like this was when people were saying the reason why, like this was supposed to be the big Valentine's Day movie. They still really just swapped this movie with Ghostbusters because Ghostbusters will have done pretty well. Okay, on Valentine's Day because Ghostbusters usually does very well in the North America market, but they really thought that this was a good idea to release this on Valentine's Day instead of Ghostbusters, which this is why Hollywood is stupid. They have absolute buffoons running their companies. But yep. Then you have two honorable mentions. First is Twisters. That was mostly because this movie didn't really do too well internationally, and Gladiator 2, which flopped because they spent so much money on this movie. And there we go, the biggest box office failures of 2024. What will 2025 bring us? Who knows?